From when I first applied to Fen Alpha, it is almost a year. Continue tweaking your CV. So different CV for different applications. I think it should be job region. Yes, that particular WhatsApp group, job region. You have a link of graduate training. So once I press that link, every 30 days I usually reload that particular link, and anything that pops up, I'll just apply. That's what I saw on Polaris Bank. Your opinion is valid, but we can do it in a certain way. So it's a professional way of telling them that, oh, Edmond, or your group. You might be surprised that none of your group members will even enter Nigeria.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone watching and everyone that will still watch this. Welcome to another episode in our graduate training series where we try to interview people who have gotten into different firms in the country through graduate training. And today we'll be speaking about Polaris Bank. Thank you very much, Tolu, for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good morning. So we would essentially be talking about the application process, right? From the point of application to the point of offer letter, right? That's it. And the first two questions that I want to ask is that, at what point did you come across the application or the vacancy of the Polaris, of the graduate trainee? And at what point and how did you structure your CV for you to stand out?
So for CV, I think that one is just for every application, for every link, for every banks, for every company, you need to continue tweaking your CV. So different CV for different applications. So you cannot use the bank CV for you to apply to an oil company. It's not possible. So once you see an application you want to apply, so like I was saying, if you see anything that you want to apply for, you will check the requirements and check what they need. Then you would tweak your CV so as to align with the requirement. Because most of all these applications is once you submit your CV, your details, I think there will be a model that will just read through and drop off those are not that I know that okay, their CV is just somehow, or those that their skills are not aligning with what the company wants, and they'll pick up those that are most likely those that are closer, those that are aligned. But I think so. It's just different CVs for different organizations. And for how I saw it, like I said, I think it should be job region. Yes, that particular WhatsApp group, job region, is very essential in my life because they have a link of graduate training. So once I press that link, every 30 days, I usually reload that particular link, and anything that pops up, I'll just apply. That's what I saw on Polaris Bank graduate training application.
Thank you very much. So I think you just have to join the community. We also have a community, and I'll be linking it in the description below. I think even graduate training roles that I never even thought existed, I was just going to see it. People post it, that's one, and I think it's very important. So to go to the next stage, right? After you apply, what's the next stage? And if the next stage is an assessment, can you just tell us maybe what you think the exam is all about and your perspective about it?
So for the assessment, definitely you will have to join. Apart from you join a general group, like your groups, you need to join a particular, probably Polaris graduate training, Islamic IBTC graduate training, UBA. So different type of groups. If it's a company applying for, you have to join that particular company graduate training. So from there, you see their past questions. You see anything that you're looking for is there. There already. You just ask questions that what's going on, how is the exam like. So that's where you see it. Because I think sometimes they might just be like, this is what's going on, and the following year they might change their vendor, because all these companies use vendors like is it Snapnet, Dragnet, different type of vendors. So they might just actually change vendors, and that means their questions are, so you have to keep staying updated. So I think that's
okay. So essentially, the questions are still the normal assessment questions that goes around it. So either be GMAT, Dragnet, Tester Certified Jobberman, or any of those things. And I think if you are actively in the graduate training pool, you would have studied for all of these things. For example, if you're writing for maybe KPMG, you're going to have studied for GMAT. If you're writing PwC, you're going to have studied for SHL. If you're writing Access Bank, and all kinds of things like that. So at one point or the other, we would have come across certain questions. And also, yeah, please join the Polaris graduate training group, right? All these things, it is people would always get all these past questions, right? So
Yeah,
now you want to say something? Please continue.
yes. So like I was saying, people would always have questions. So some people might have, because sometimes it's not everybody will not do it at the same time. Some people might have done it and see
Mm,
the type of question they're asking this particular year. So they will give you this thing because the question might not be the same thing, but they will follow the same pattern. So you just have to prepare for
mm.
that pattern because you might be ready for Dragnet and you are doing a GMAT exam, which is not. I won't lie to you. The questions are they are quite different.
So after the so just to ask about timeline so that the people who are applying to this can understand the timeline. What was the two questions? What was the timeline between when you first applied and when they reached out to you to write the first assessment? And what was the timeline between when you first applied till you got the final offer?
So from when I first applied to final offer, it is almost a year. Let me just say 8 months to a year per se. So
Wow.
it's not just you just apply and the next day you have seen it. No, no, because we have we have close to 10,000 of people applying for. You'll be surprised when they tell you that you are part of the lucky ones. You should accept that you are part of the lucky ones because you have people like 10,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
5,000, sometimes 10,000, sometimes 15,000 people applying for a particular.
Yeah.
And I think the maximum they will choose, some banks will choose 100, some will choose 40, some will choose 20. I've seen the company that
Yeah.
choose 21 before. Just
Yeah.
21 people at this thing for their final. It's mad. It's crazy out there. I don't like
Yeah.
to. But I'm not saying that for you to be afraid, but I'm just saying that for
Definitely.
you to
It's the
prepare
reality of
yourself.
things.
So don't think because you pass, you're not. But just make sure that you stay updated and you read a lot. You read a lot. Now it's not about reading or books or like you read articles about guys saying about where you're going to. Imagine you're applying for a particular company like Polaris Bank. You need to read about the MD, when the bank started, the history and everything. So you just need to
I
read. You
agree.
just need to keep reading.
And so between when you applied and the final offer was 1 year. Between when you applied and wrote the first assessment was
That's
how
less
many
than a month.
months?
That should be less than a month.
Oh, okay. That's good perspective. Now, after the
And
assessment,
And it's not okay. Let's just correct ourselves. It's not always like that. Sometimes it might be less than 6 months,
okay.
sometimes like less than 5 months. It just depends on okay,
Hmm.
because most of it are by batches. Like okay, you
Yes.
want to do like 3 or 4 batches. They want to do like 2 batches per year or 3 batches per year. So you have to like wait for people to finish for you to enter. And I think in my own case, we were like the third or fourth batch.
Oh,
So
okay. So
imagine,
that
so
was
people
why it
have
was
been since
elongated.
from January and they will
Yeah.
do close to 2 months, 2 months. So before it reach your turn,
Yeah.
and that's when it now spans up to like a year.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
you,
Oh,
you might be lucky and you get your offer less than 6 months, less than 4 months. Sef.
that's a good one. So after the assessments now, what's the next stage and what's your experience with the next stage?
After the assessment, it should be group assessment and presentation.
Group assessments and presentation. So do you want to run us through the structure of the group assessment?
The group assessment is just probably 5 or 6 of you trying to like find a solution to a particular problem. So it's just for them to
Okay.
know how you can communicate best, communicate, teamwork, communication teamwork. So just for them to know how you can even and problem solving also. Just for you to test the three main skills. So you
Okay.
don't you don't need to talk people down. If you know that what your team members are saying are wrong and you know that what they're saying is rubbish. So you need don't need to like tell them to their face that oh you're saying rubbish. So you have to like find a way to like tell them like oh what you're saying is
Yeah.
actually good. Your opinion is valid, but we can do this in a
But
certain way. So it's a
yeah,
professional way of telling them that, oh, Edmond, what you are saying is wrong, oh, but
yeah,
so you don't have to say it direct. You don't have to be direct, but just that's where the communication skills comes in. Just for you to like know how to lay your
yeah,
opinion. And for the presentation part, this one I think I can remember vividly. They'll give you, I think you'll be given a question, and for you to make a presentation about it in less than 30 minutes. I think it's 30, yes, 30 minutes. So you need to like, so most of all these things you will know already. You will know because if you're in
mm,
those groups, you know what's coming up. So you can have prepare your templates down. So once the question is being given, you just try and do your presentation and everything. Just try and use PowerPoint. It's not rocket science, it's not that hard. You just put
yeah.
everything in place. And the questions are straightforward. Just most likely it's just a problem and for you to find a solution.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So again, like you said, for the group exercise, your manner of approach is part of your teamwork. And because even when you get into the firm, you would have to disagree with people. You have to disagree with your mates. Even there are some times that you have to disagree with even those that are your seniors. But the manner of approach is very, very important. The problem is
And
not that you're disagreeing, it's how you disagree.
and it's not and like I'll tell people, it's not about you trying to like, oh, don't let me say this. I don't want this person to feel bad. I don't. If you have an opinion and you know that this what you have is more correct than what other guys are saying, you need to like speak it out loud. Because apart
Yeah,
from having all these skills and everything, your main goal is to like find a solution to the problem. So
problem.
if
Yeah.
that's the
Yes.
answer, you need to speak up. Because if you don't speak up,
Yes.
or your group, you might be surprised that none of your group member will even enter next stage
Yeah,
sef.
we'll make it in. Yes, you're correct. So, I mean, it's just how you engage, how you communicate, even when things are not going right. But you should definitely communicate what your opinions are, because that was what they even want to test for you to get to that stage in the first instance.
And it
And the presentation.
and you
Continue,
should in
please.
fact and I will just advise because it's not as if that you have answers to everything. Sometimes you might be dumb about that particular question. You might not have any idea. You might never have done before. Imagine you coming from a computer science background and they're asking you something about marketing. You might not have any idea about it. You might not even know what's going on. You just have to like look like what's going on. So from if you are in that situation, all I will just advise is that you calm down. You have less than 10 minutes for this. So once the first speaker spoke, the second speaker, third speaker, you can now just from what they've said, you can now pick things and just give your own opinion. It might be wrong,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
but at least you need to say something. You cannot just stay silent
You
throughout
need
the
to, yes.
presentation. No, it's not possible. It's not
Yes.
possible. You need to like chip in something. So you can just pick from others and think about it. In fact, you can even rephrase their word. I will not lie to you. But
If
you need to say something. You need to say something.
In fact, if you stay silent, it is almost 100% sure that you're not making it to the next round. Almost 100% sure that you're not making it to the next round. If you're silent throughout your group work exercise.
Yeah, so
That's what I think. And for your presentation, see, for me, presentations are just how much you can make your research and how much you can defend whatever you're presenting, right? Now there is Gemini, there is this, there is that. I usually say it, you should have very good intellectual discourse with Gemini. Ask it questions that you think they can ask you. Let it prove why it is this, that is that, and then you can be able to defend. Because I think the questions that come from these presentations are based on what you say. It's not like they come with certain questions or something. It's based on what you say and how you answer these questions. So yes, Tolu, do you have anything to say about this before we go to the next stage?
so far you have your templates and okay. So for some applications, they ask you to share your screen while you are doing your research. So they will know whether you're using Gemini or something like that. But for most applications, actually, they don't really care. It's just for you to come up with something.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
that AI. You need to know how to use that AI. You need to know how to prompt your AI very well. And don't there's no time for you to be start having the very to be perfect. Just make sure that your
mm-hmm.
template is okay. And make sure you use the right infographics. So you don't need to start looking for one infographics up and down. So that's what I'm saying that you need to
Mm.
like have a template down. Just prepare your template down. If you are lucky, you are not the first person to do. People are that they might have this training, they have this presentation for like 4 weeks, 3 weeks back to back. So some people have done before. So if you're in that group, you would know. And people that did last year, they will tell you.
Okay.
Fine, just join group. That's like the best advice I can give anybody. Just join group.
Yeah, it's one of the best advice. Yeah.
Groups
So
helps
don't
you build
overthink the presentation. Groups. Don't overthink the presentation, to be honest. Don't overthink it. Just do what they ask you to do and you move on. So
And
now
so
you write
so
ex.
lastly for presentation, anything you are putting in your PowerPoint, you must know how to defend it. And don't read. Don't
Yes.
ever, no matter no matter no matter who you are presenting for, anywhere you are, this one, let's don't forget about career training. Anywhere you are in life, anything, if you are presenting, don't ever read from the screen. And make sure let me even say more about that presentation part because it's very important for people to know. First rules about presentation is your wording. It needs to be few. Point alone. Point
It's
alone.
PowerPoint.
Just in fact, most of my presentation, if I was doing any presentation, I might just have like one sentence, two sentences, three sentences. I'll just put it there. Anything you are saying, you can even write it down, sef. You can even write what you are saying down. Then you now read. Don't read from the screen. Read like anything is coming should be coming from your thoughts. So if you are saying, oh, so thing for number one, you have read out the point. The next thing that should be coming out, don't ever read from your screen. Everything should be coming from your head. So every time you are playing your presentation, make sure you are reading it. So don't read from the screen. Make sure your words are few. Make sure you use more of graphics, more of, like I said, infographics, more of this thing to explain, visuals to explain. Don't load your PowerPoint with bulky words. It's as if you are reading textbooks. So just make sure everything is few points. In fact, points. Number one, the headline, you have put it there. One, two, three. Everything is like PowerPoint, pa. That's what we call point. So
Yeah.
that's about that. So don't make your PowerPoint too wordy. That's very important. In anything you are doing, don't make your PowerPoint too wordy.
Yeah.
Don't read from this one. So
That's important. In university, I learned it's called PowerPoint, not Power Words. So
I did it in school. I will not even lie. I didn't think in school.
we'll get there. So now, after you've written the exam, I think in the exam, so there are behavioral assessments too, and the normal CSHL or GMAT or Dragnet, right? You come to the group work and the presentation. Then after the presentation, what's next? And what was your experience about what you did after that?
So we will have something called executive chat. We might have, I think some companies will have group interview whereby different departments, their team lead will gather around and interview you. I think that's like the height of it because you have lawyers asking you questions about laws that you don't know anything about. The
Mm.
main this is not as if you should answer. It's just for you to like find a way around it. So you can tell them that, oh, I don't know this thing as at now, but I'll read more on it. So it's not for you to start
Mm.
saying nonsense, things that you don't know about. Since so far you don't know anything about the question and you're in a group interview, it's just for you to let them know that you are willing to learn more. And this is what you know at this
Mm-hmm.
particular time. You're willing to learn more. And for your
Mm-hmm.
executive chats, just know that you are actually chatting with someone at the top. So
Yeah.
you don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be just for you to like, oh, one on one. Imagine you're talking to a group lead, not team lead though, to a group lead. So you need to like calm down.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I have. This is what I can offer. This is what I've been through. I don't think those people have time. Less than 5 minutes, they are done with your interview. They are on to the next
Yes.
person because they don't have time.
Yeah.
They are handling so
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
departments, so they don't have time for all this. So you need to, so if you are giving like 1 minute, you need to know how to sell yourself in less than 1 minute. Just imagine you
Yes.
are
Yes.
approaching, you want to sell a biro, you want to, okay, don't let me use biro. Let me just, I think that you're okay. You want to sell yourself for Dangote, and you're in elevator,
Mm-hmm.
you enter elevator from 11th floor to down floor, and you have less than 30 seconds with Dangote, and you have an idea that you want to share with Dangote. So how to like make sure you use your idea, everything you are saying is not pass less than 30 seconds, and you have passed your point, and you make sure that you can convince Dangote in less than 30 seconds in an elevator. Just imagine that's the way you should know how to like sell yourself to an executive. Imagine you're talking
Yeah.
to an idiot, you start blabbing, you don't need all these stories. What do you have to offer? Who
Yeah.
are you? What do you have to offer? That's the main. So when I'm talking to you, it's just for you to sell yourself. And don't be
And to
afraid.
be
You have to
honest,
speak
because
for it. You don't need to be
yeah,
afraid.
yeah, I think something with top management level interview executive chat is that you can't like prepare for it because you don't know the question that they are going to ask. They don't come with written down questions and say if this is no, he said they do not have much time and they just want you to go straight to the point. I think some pointers that would be that whatever question they ask you, you want to tie it back to their vision and mission and core values. Because one of the things they want to see is if you're a fit for their department or if you're a fit for the firm at large, right? You want to show you want to show confidence. He has mentioned confidence that even if I'm in front of the ED of this kind of big bank, I can still communicate my thoughts and my opinions irrespective of whoever is in front of me. Because you're going to communicate a lot whenever you get into the firm. And I think the last thing really is that, see, you shouldn't be panicking when you get there. Maybe it's confidence too, but I think they're different. You shouldn't be panicking because if you're panicking before you enter, you flop. You
I've
flop. So
flopped.
you don't have to
There's so
panic.
many.
Just say what is in
I've
your
flopped
mouth. You've
before.
gotten here. You've
I've
gotten to
flopped.
like the last
Most
stage
times
of this whole
I just
thing. Say what is in
I was
your
trying to
heart.
like calm
Say
all
what you
my
want to
what I want
say,
to say. I was
and
trying
you'll
to
be
like
fine.
calm everything.
Like I was saying, concerning the top management level interview executive chat, I think when you're asked questions, you want to relate it back to their mission, vision, and value system because those are the things they take so serious, and it also like helps them know if you're a good fit for the unit or even for the organization at large, right? Your confidence wants to be top notch, and you do not want to panic. Seriously, just go there, say what you want to say, and leave there. You've earned the fact of getting to this point. So you want to say something, Tolu?
Yeah, I mentioned about you not only reading about GMAT and because that's like the list. Passing the exam like is like the list of the processes. So you need to know about. I mentioned that you need to know about the bank's values and everything. So when you are doing your group interviews, like I said,
Okay.
your personal values must align with the company's goal. So you need to know about their goal, what they want to achieve, their values, everything about it. So anytime they are asking you questions, because you have different people from different departments asking you questions, you need to start relating. That's why you need to start relating all these values. And for group interviews, it's about what you say. So all your questions, just imagine that all the questions that are coming from these team leads is about what you say. So you have to watch what you say. You can say that, oh, I have this one, I have these skills, I have that skills, I have these skills, I have this one, I know Python, I know. You are just surprised that the head of software is in the team and they will ask you a specific question about it. In fact, the simplest question that is Python that they ask you, oh, that's murmuring. So what you are saying must be accurate. You must know how to defend it. If you say you are the best software designer in the whole world, they'll ask you just simple question and you just follow. So all I'm not saying is that you need to like know what you're saying. You need to like watch what you're saying. You need to like know that, oh, you can defend what you're saying. So once you can defend it, the thing is very easy. The group interview is very easy. And there's every time you just test your confidence and know how to say yourself, what you offer. So that's about those.
Yeah. So after now, what's the next stage?
About executive chats, you should be waiting for your offer letter. But some other companies also will do an HR chat, head of HR.
Okay.
But most companies, it should be after this thing, you should be waiting for your
medicals, then offer letter. So now that you've done medicals and offer letter, and I know that you proceed for banks, right? You proceed to what they call banking school. Do you want to give us an experience of what banking school looks like?
So banking school, for any graduate or anybody, you really don't know anything about bank. I can assure you that.
Yeah.
You might not know anything about bank. So it's just the banking school just for the companies, just for the banks to introduce you to banking. So you just have to at least know banking first, then before other things.
Yeah.
Then you can now use the tech career training, introduce to tech, common knowledge about tech. Some will give you softwares, like learn about learn about Python and other things, while some will just give you background knowledge. So like I'm saying, it's just for you to use. Because I can assure you that you don't know anything about bank. You don't know anything, and nothing about banking at all. Unless you have worked in a bank before or you have an prior experience. But normal people are just graduating, except you study banking and finance. I can assure you that you really don't know anything about bank. So you best to the banking world, banking terminologies. So that's when before any other thing. So anytime you are now working in the bank, if you're now saying that this one, you can now relate with what they are saying.
It's what they're saying. Yeah.
So that's just it.
Makes sense. So now that we've discussed about a whole process, we try to streamline it. I know that you have experience in applying to quite a lot of graduate trainees, right? Yeah. So can you give us like, because I know that you really know much about Stanbic, right? While I might do video for Stanbic, but now that I've not found one for Stanbic yet, can you like give us an overview of what the Stanbic process is on a very high level before we go?
I think they have two main. They have the one for tech, and they have the one for normal graduate training. So just from application, writing exams, CBI. I think for their own, they will give you a form to fill. They'll give you like as if you have already entered, because you have to fill in the guarantor and everything. I think that's like the first stage before doing all these interviews. So you group interview, you do executive chats. Then for the normal processes like normal graduate training, you have to go to the head office for head of HR interview. But for tech, you don't have to. So that is about that.
Okay.
And don't feel like you have entered the last stage. You cannot. No. Every stage is very, very important. So no matter how few you are, you still have to like focus. You don't need to lose focus.
Yeah. So I mean, thank you very much, Tolu. This is like a master class in applying to graduate training on even a general level, not even streamlined to where you work. It's very wonderful. Thank you very much. So the final question I ask everyone that's come here is, I know you've said a lot of things. You've told them to join groups, you've told them to focus, you've told them to do this, you've told them to do that. What's that single advice you're going to give them as we finish the interview? Anyone trying to get into graduate training, be it banks, be it oil and gas, be it Big Four?
You just need to apply for all. Just, the moment you are waiting for some, if you're applying for, even though you're in last stage safe, or you are waiting for offer letter, and you are really sure that you have someone on this side, you have this one, they have tell you that, you have entered, you just need to keep applying. So some people might actually be in the last stage, and they'll feel like, they'll be relaxed that I will get it, I don't need to like do this exam, because some people might be in last stage for Polaris Bank or for Stanbic Bank or for anything, and they will have an exam for Eco Bank or for oil and gas. They'll feel like, since I'm already last in this one, don't let me do this. Heartbreak is real. Forget girls' heartbreak. I think the biggest breakfast is when you enter last stage and you get rejected. So it's better for you to continue. So far you don't have the offer letter yet, or so far you have not done your medical yet. Just continue. Just be in that process. Don't leave.
No problem. This has been a very good time with you, Tolu, and hopefully anyone watching this would be very, very glad to have watched this, and it would help them get at least their next GT role, right? So yeah, that's why we do this. That's why we make our time for it. So thank you very much, and to everyone watching. Till we meet again on the next episode of Graduate Training Series. Be safe. Bye.